You.
Me? I thought it was your turn.
This is the 2020 outlook. That's right, of the real estate market. From Don Gatling, Gino from the National Real Estate Cafe.
All right, so we already did our 2019 wrap up, and you saw that it was a banner year for real estate. What a great thing if you
Didn't look
invested
like
in
it at
real
the beginning of the year.
Boy, did it look scary. So
Yeah.
that's actually a good lesson for everyone, is that things are not always the way they appear, or outside influence, things that are happening outside this country, or tariff wars, or whatever, has an impact on how things happen throughout the year.
Well, and also things can be adjusted. You know, we have to give a lot of kudos to the Fed and the government. Basically, they're working pretty well in conjunction. Not always. That's what killed the market last year. They were trying to fight against each other and decide that wasn't working, and that's why rates went up a full %. We had the Fed going, I don't care what you say, I'm going to raise rates as fast as I want to, and that killed the market.
It happens every time you have a new Fed president.
Yep, they want to flex their muscles.
Until their muscles, they find that realistically speaking, they don't get to make the decisions. They're supposed to just look at what's happening and make adjustments. Now,
right.
One of the things that's great about this Fed is that they've had to adjust quite a bit, and they're adjusting. This Fed is more fluid than any fluid we've ever had in history.
Well, kudos to them. They actually had to eat their words. And Powell, who runs it all, basically had to go, because he basically said, I'm going to probably raise rates 3 times this year, 3 times next year, and 3 times the year after that.
Crazy.
So there, because basically Trump's like, hey, let's not kill the economy, let's keep it going. He goes, I'll do what I want to do. Well, he found out that didn't work out. Rates went up a full %, crushed the market for 6 months, and luckily now the rates have been coming down. He chilled his jets, realized he's got to do a job, and luckily, kudos to him, he's doing it. And it's really helped the market revive. Rates have come down a full %, revived the real estate market, and revived everybody's confidence levels. That is key.
It's really interesting. I find that when you take over these big, giant positions, right, I always feel bad for the president. They campaign, and they're going to do all these big things, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they're going to do this, and your first day on the job, and you get a debriefing from the old president, he goes, you don't know shit.
Yeah, good luck
Let me
on
tell you
that.
how it really is.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that happens to everybody in these high power positions. But the good news is the outlook for 2020 is, at least for the first 6 months, let's start doing that. Let's have to break this thing into two segments.
Yeah, let's not go too far forward like the Fed tried.
Or NAR or Fannie, Freddie. Anybody that projects a year out has a tendency to have a margin of error that's larger. So let's start doing 2 quarters at a time.
Okay.
So the first quarter looks really, really good if you're looking to buy a home. As far as interest rates are super low, some of the all-time lows. Appreciation has been very good. So you stand to have some nice tailwinds when you buy your first home or any home in the first part of the year.
Actually, you should, because everybody waits till spring. They wait till their kids are about out of school. They wait till summer. They wait till... Actually, then you're jumping on the bandwagon with everyone else. Home prices go up. You're competing with more people. We have low inventories.
I was just going to say, way to tee this up for me, because in the second quarter, you're going to have an inventory problem.
Yes.
Right.
Huge.
And you're going to have an inventory problem. You're going to have price pressure. You're going to miss out on the home of your dreams. There's a lot of reasons why the second quarter might actually be a very difficult quarter to buy a home in.
Well, look at when we bought a home last year, and we have really bad inventory in our area. But we watched between January and March and found all of a sudden there was a bunch of new inventory that came on the market preparing for spring, and we jumped on it. And if we would have waited literally 2 weeks, that home would have been another 5% more at least.
Yeah, so timing is everything. You're in the best time of the year as far as the cycle of the 12 months goes to purchase a home, and you have the combination with interest rates being super low. So if you have an opportunity to buy in Q1, I recommend you buy in Q1. If you have to wait to Q2 for some reason, school districts, etc., it might be a little tough. And so I say that Q2, you're going to see a lot of price appreciation in Q2.
Okay, so Forbes, here's their predictions. We'll go to this just so you know. It's
I
not
haven't
just
read this yet, by the way. So
well,
let's see what they say.
it's basically what we were just talking about. Ali Yale, senior contributor, basically states 2019 house market has been a great one because of low rates. Plus,
Yep.
all I'm going to do is you're going to find that I'm just going to support what we just said by another expert. We spoke to 6 mortgage real estate professionals.
Yeah,
That's
they
not
didn't
very
call
many.
us.
Yeah, they should. So they feel that mortgage rates are going to stay low, somewhere around 3.75, according to Freddie Mac. Let's see, who else? Somebody else predicted 3.7 to 3.9. We think actually it's going to be 3.75 to 4.25.
Yeah,
maybe
open up that range,
for the
because
next.
that's too tight a range. There's no way you should ever try to forecast interest rates that tight.
Within 0.5% because the market moves on a regular basis. So I think between, I don't know, Gino, I think between 3.75 and 4.25 is pretty safe.
That's good. That's good range.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, let's see.
Oh,
we got
somebody went out there and said 3.5, huh?
Yeah,
That's a little bold.
Well, that means they're predicting a recession.
I was going to say that's definitely
second half,
recessionary.
maybe.
Okay,
That could happen second
so we
half
talked
of the
a
year.
little bit about this. Is it looks like we've avoided a recession in 2019, and it looks like we've avoided a recession in Q1.
And two, I think.
Okay, so
I
that
think
Q's
too.
a little darker, but
Right.
Q1 for sure. It looks like we're in decent shape. Now, things could
I'm
change.
throwing out not till Q4 if it does.
That's bold.
That's my call.
That's okay. Bold is good. Bold is good. So here's the thing. It looks like a great year. It looks like a great year
Right.
for you as an employee to get a raise.
Prices will keep on rising.
Absolutely.
Well, we said that. I think higher than last year because we had a slow last year. So they're predicting 5.6%. I think that's not too bad.
That's
I
still,
think I think a little high.
That's
I think,
a little hot.
I think 4.75 maybe.
I'm going to do the same range bound thing. I'm going to just say between like 4.2 and 5, somewhere in that block.
It's pretty wrong.
All right, you want me to
Really-
shrink the range?
really
4.5
throw it
to
up.
5.
There you
Between
go.
1 and 10.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so those I'm just going through just for kicks, saying let's see.
And these are all the smart people.
Inventory will
DeFranco
be
and all these
tight.
guys.
What did we say?
Yeah.
Inventory will be tight.
Inventory's going to be more than tight.
Yeah, tightest it's been in 23 years.
I like that. There was a quote in there. It was kind of funny. I just caught it. It says, "You can't buy a house that's not for sale."
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. If the price is right, you can. Millennials
okay,
will
but-
keep
but how
up
much
their
you have
home-
to pay?
That's right. You got to pay for it. Millennials will keep their home buying streak. The boomers will hold up the inventory, meaning they're staying in their homes longer. But the millennials will help build. Like 46% of them, 46% of the originations will be millennials next year.
Okay, and I don't think this is a 2020 item. I don't know where the curve happens, and we need to start looking at some longevity charts. When we're going to start losing our boomer generation, that's going to give us a lot of inventory. So that's a homework assignment for Don and I for this year, to find out when the majority of boomers are going to hit their actuarial age of death, which is what, somewhere between 68 and 85. I don't know what the exact number
Right,
is.
and they're going to be forced to move out of their homes.
Yeah. Well, if that's really getting forced out of your home.
Yes.
Feet first. But realistically, that's going to create supply. And so that's something that we need to start watching is that silent, remember we told you, that's the new shadow inventory, is people that are passing, and they're going to do that passage of wealth to their children, to their synagogues, to their churches, to whoever they pass their homes to. People think you leave things to your kids all the time. We've seen a lot of people leave kids to not their kids.
I don't know. I didn't get shit.
My
It's
point
true.
exactly.
I'm not kidding. And the suburbs is going to be a big draw. This happens every time we have price appreciation levels. It moves out. It starts with the inner city, and then it gets more and more expensive, and it pushes every out further and further out. For those, especially millennials, want to buy their first home or even possibly their next home, they're going to be forced out to the suburbs or outer city areas so those areas can continue to grow. We see it in our area. We're outside of LA. The Antelope Valley, which have very low loan amounts, have doubled almost in just the last couple
So
of years.
two things happen when you do that. One of the reasons that happens is because people are willing to commute because they still want to own a home. What's different this time, right, because this time it's different, is that people can work remote better than they ever have been. You're talking about 20 years ago, there was a little bit of remote working, but it was still difficult. Today, I don't know, 30% of the workforce can work remote?
There we go. All right, so we predict that 2020 is going to be another great year. Low interest rates, tight inventory,
Low
continued
unemployment.
appreciation, low unemployment.
Nice wage growth.
Manufacturing has picked up. It looks rosy. I'm looking forward to 2020. Woohoo!
All right, you know why I said I'm only going out 2 quarters? I want to see what happens with this whole darn election thing that's going to happen next year.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah, that might throw a big curve in it, or maybe an impeachment here and there. I mean, who knows?
There you go. All right. So stay tuned to the National Real Estate Cafe so we can let you know what really happens and no fake news. And we're really excited about 2020. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully you have a great New Year's or had a great New Year's.
Yeah.
There we go. And find out more by going to donagino.com.